Hey, this is Kean, Piano 1. This is for the week of February 23rd. This is where we start the book, and everything we've been doing thus far is actually pre-Piano 1. So hopefully everything we've done is in your fingers, in your mind, in your ear, and we just go on. If you struggled with that, this is going to be much tougher now. So we start to move very quickly. So right now we're in the book, and we're on page 26, February 23rd, page 26. So here's page 26. So now you're going to change your finger positions. You're not placing the key of C, D, E, F, G. You simply look at the note, look at the finger, and you go from there, and you follow your fingers. For example, it says G, A, G, F, E. G, A, G, F, E. Those are the notes being employed right here. So you don't want to have your fingers in the regular C position. You want to put them so that your thumb is on D actually, and your fourth finger is on G. So it's G, A, G, F, E, F, G. The left hand stays in the C position that you're accustomed to. C, D, E, F, G. F, G, F, E, D, E, F. Same exact thing. And the left hand plays a scale down. So here's the whole thing. Make sure, now some of you have a little problem with this. Some of you detach your notes. That's not how to play. Connect them all. Like you play a scale. Right hand. Notice I'm slapping the keys. High fingers. You want to make contact with the keys. Now, number 2 on page 26. It doesn't say key of F, but you really are in the key of F because there's a B flat. Right hand is playing the key of C, but it ends on an F. So with your ear, you're going to hear the key of F, but the key signature says key of C. So you put your pinky on F, and these are staccato. Just get your fingers right off those keys. Then to contrast that, the right hand plays legato. Those are terms you should be familiar with. Staccato, legato. And then the second line is backwards. So the first line was F, G, A, B flat, C, scale, but then A, C. The second line is backwards, A, F, C. Then the scale again, but this time you skip the F and you play the G. So it's C, D, E, G. And you land on an F. So here's the way this sounds. Now, this, when you have 3 of the same notes, I played them short, but actually, you try to make them as legato as possible. You can't really, but you just keep your finger on the key. If you don't, you'll get a staccato. But anyway, notice scale with a third, scale with a third, scale with a third, scale, third comes here. Okay, now number 3, you put your fingers in an A position. So the right hand thumb is on A above middle C. A lot of you are having trouble with where to put your registers. This A in the third measure is down here, an octave and a third below middle C. So the right hand plays A, B, C sharp. Left hand plays B, C sharp, D. The right hand plays a descending scale. And then, I know we haven't done an A scale yet, but the A scale is the exact same thing as a C. And for those people who are struggling with scales, you have to learn C. Because then C is D, is E, is G, is A. They're all exactly the same fingers. Arpeggio, they're all the same. Some of you aren't realizing that yet. Some of you haven't learned C yet, but if you learn C, everything's easy. So, in the key of A, I'm covering A, B, C sharp, D, E, A, B, C sharp, D, E. Here's line 3. B. You gotta learn to know B if you haven't had it yet. E, D, C sharp, and then E, D, skip. So you know, key of A. Next is page 33. Now, page 33 is the first real song that you have. You have 16 measures, a 16-measure song. So, in the right hand, you have a simple melody. Put yourselves in the key of G. And the notes are 3/4 time, B, C, D, A. Then there's a pattern. You can almost hear it happening. In answer to that, then it moves. So number 5, measure 6, measure 7, always patterns. It's never just a bunch of notes thrown in there. It makes sense. So here's the right hand for the whole thing. B, C, D, A, 2, 3. 2, 3. C, B, A, B. And as most music does, there's a repeat now. Number 9, same thing as line 1. Now this is different. This takes it out. It's D, C, B, then a pattern, C, B, A, B, B, A, G. So it descends. You see the notes, the contour of the melody. The left hand just has a couple of things going on. C and D, 2 and 1. Dissonant, and it goes to 3 and 1. So the second measure with the left hand is C and D. Fourth measure, B, D. That B goes down to an A, and it goes to a G. So what's happening is D is called a pedal point. It's the same note over and over. Notice the top note for this whole piece is a D. So second measure is C, fourth measure is B, measure 5 is A, and measure 6 is G, measure 7 is A, back to G. That's the whole left hand. So just follow the left hand. 1, C, D, rest, 2, 3, rest, B, D, A, D, G, D, A, D, G, D. Look at number 13. B, D, A, D, and finally its own melody. D, D, C, B, G. Here's what the whole thing sounds like. Now notice it has a dynamic marking of mezzo piano, MP. But the left hand is pianissimo. You just touched them. So you don't want to hear this. that's the last thing you want to hear. Think of an orchestra. You have a melody, and then the secondary instruments play ba, 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 and you get this. Number 9, 10, 11. A little retard at the end with a decrescendo. I'm not much with dynamics in piano 1 and 2. We get into it really strong in piano 3. So if I tell you to play the softest, because it's very, very important, but you don't want to hear it. You just don't want to hear that. But and always read what's on top if that's of any help to you at all. And then you'll finish your E scales, arpeggios, and chords. If you're struggling with the E scale, it means you're struggling with the C scale. It's as simple as that. The only difference is the arpeggio. The right hand is always 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But the left hand is 5, 4, 2 for an arpeggio, unless it's a black note in the middle that's raised, that's sharp. Now it's 5, 3, 2. The E major, we went over this in the last lesson. So for last week on February 16th, that was already the E scales, major and minor. And don't forget the chords, major, minor, diminished, and augmented. Okay. And that's everything for this week. Now, that's February 23rd. For the following week, you're going to stay on 33 so you can finish it, and you're going to add 34. But you'll see on the next video all about 34. That's very similar. So you're okay. And then March 9th, there's a midterm examination, and that's on page 33 and 34. All major and minor scales from C to F. We haven't done F yet. We certainly will in a week or so. And get to work on those scales. You get graded every single time I see you. A lot of you have great grades. Matter of fact, almost everybody has fantastic grades. For those who aren't watching the video, it's very obvious. So start watching, start practicing, and it's just going to get a little more difficult now, but not undoable. It's piano 1. You know, it's not piano 37. Okay. Good luck this week.